Good evening, race fans. I'm your host, Caden Rife, and welcome to another installment of the fourth season of the NASCAR Moon Studio Series. We are here from Nashville for race number 27 out of 32, the final race of the first round of the postseason, as 6 drivers are going to be eliminated from the championship fight here tonight. Taking a look at your starting lineup for tonight's race, Hydra in the 44 takes his first pole this season and will start from first place. Kai is going to start in second in the 57. Looking down the rest of the grid, Fire will be in third place, and Red, the points leader, in fourth. Fifth goes to Poke, and sixth will be Fanned in the 62 car. Cap will start this race in seventh. Addicted qualifies in 8th place. 9th goes to Brandon, and 10th to Speedy. 11th is going to be Yorkie, and 12th is Junior to round out the field for tonight's race. 2 spots open if anybody joins late. We'll take you trackside in just a short moment here from Nashville for the Ford Performance 400. Tightly knit still between these two up front as Hydra holds that tiny little buffer to Fire. Fire still running the bottom with him. Again, been hard to gauge the top early. Looking like the bottom is just a smidge better right now, especially with how much these guys are throwing it onto the apron. Comfortable lead right now for Hydra, who sits up front pretty much the whole field. On the bottom right now, Fan going to run the outside lane. He's the only one on the top right now. He's all the way in the very, very back. Not for lack of trying, though, making it competitive up there. Fire going to try the outside lane now. And gets right back up to the back bumper of Hydra as they head down the backstretch. Lob joins in. Will be the 13th car if he would like to partake. Oh, and Fire goes around from second place. Collects Cap, who spins across the grass. Both of them spinning down there. Cap not going to be able to get it back straight as Fire does. Rejoins the track with Brandon. Cap a long way down the order, all the way to last. No idea what happened there. Was busy getting the lob onto the racetrack, and that results in Cap dropping all the way back, and not what he needed. He absolutely needed some points. And it is going to be a tall, tall order for him to get back up here. We're going to hit halfway in the stage. Big pack of race cars back there. That is from 6th on back. Red leading that pack. Only chase driver in the top 5. Actually, no, there's 2 of them. Fire and Addicted. Ooh, as Brandon gets into Kai there. Fire and Addicted, the only 2 chase cars in the top 5. Fire running in 2nd place, which is definitely what he needs, and Addicted runs in 5th. Trying to build a little tiny bit of a buffer to that cut line. Kai and Brandon still getting nosy for that 3rd spot. As the 57 will drop to the bottom. And Brandon gonna get a piece of the limiter and instead swaps low after taking it on corner entry. Didn't really help him that much. Kai gets clear, if only for a moment, as Samson's going to send it back down underneath him. Gets into the quarter panel. Kai holds on to it. Good collection there as he gets back facing the right direction. That's the danger of the apron sending, and Kai narrowly holds on to that race car. Everybody on the bottom right now. think if you're one of these guys further back, you got to start trying something, even if it's probably too late at this point. People likely just wanting to hold on to track position right now. And not a surprise there. Addicted still in 5th place. Top 5 remains mostly unchanged through this stage. Brandon will go up to the outside and then goes into the wall. Again, everybody who's been on the top has been throwing it in the fence so far. Ooh, Addicted very loose on the apron there. Ugh. Battle now is for 4th, as Brandon's up on the top side. Addicted gets underneath him. And loses the changer. But Brandon boots him up the racetrack to get back underneath. A little bump and run by the 58 car. 5 to go in the stage. Battle for 4th continues and could close up with more getting involved as Red and Yorkie close in just a little bit from behind. Red gets underneath Yorkie. Yorkie cut him down a little bit. Red slides and is going to hit the pit limiter. He will be able to get the limiter on corner exit here and get back up to speed. But down and into the pit entry, and Red drops all the way out of a potential shot at some stage points. Just racing a little too hard for that position. Addicted and Brandon are still deadlocked in a battle for 4th. Yorkie's going to catch up to them. Might have a chance at P5. Brandon made the top work there in that battle between him and Addicted. 3 to go in stage 1. Ooh, Addicted up the track. That opens the door for Yorkie on the bottom. Addicted cuts him off, and Yorkie slides sideways, holds onto it without losing a whole lot of time, but Addicted chopped his nose off there. Banter between Red and Yorkie here. Oh, and Kai hooked the lip and spun. Around goes the 57. Meanwhile, right behind him, as he's still backwards in the grass, Addicted and Brandon are side by side for position. See if Kai can get it facing the right direction. He's still backwards with 2 laps to go. Might even try to finish the stage that way. Oh, he's going to go around into the wall, collects it, and stays in front of Addicted and Brandon. And the 58's going to go underneath the 23 down the backstretch. Addicted getting into him once, then twice, cutting him way down the racetrack. They're both going to go up the hill a little bit. Coming to the white flag on the stage as Hydra and Fire are way clear of the rest of the field. This is the battle now. It's still for 4th. Yorkie could get 5th out of this if things get hairy enough. Addicted still going to elect to just force him down. That pushes them both up the hill. Now Yorkie gets underneath the 23, who gets into the 25. Side by side for 5th now behind Brandon. Hydra will comfortably win this stage. It will be Hydra, Fire, Kai, Brandon, Addicted trying to cross over the 25. That's a pass in the grass, and Yorkie will be awarded 5th. So Yorkie collects a stage point in P5. Yeah, I was gonna say, Fire, so you know what, fellas? So you remember a couple seasons ago The bumpy apron. Well, what if we did that? Would that be fun? Should we do that? Because this... Yeah, we probably... Okay, yeah, I just think at this point, no. Like, the apron sending is awful. I completely forgot about that. Hear me out, shut up. Is the... Hold on. I'm gonna check if the grass friction's lower than the apron, which I think it is. I did in the middle of that run. That's why Brandon got clear of addicted on the top. No, we're not using the apron either way. I'm just checking to see if the grass is lower friction. And I also need to fill in the stage results. But yeah, something needs to be done here because this is not working out the way I thought it was going to at all. Hey, Nate.
What's up? I've been cleaning my room for the past hour and a half. Had to find storage space for my 87 retro consoles.
True. Okay,
Where do I even store a Sega Dreamcast? What do I do with that?
Also, again, gonna quickly collect the points and keep live track of those throughout the race, so let me fill those in. So, only 2 guys. So Fire got 8 points there. So Fire is now at 11-12, 20 behind Poke, and Yorkie gets just a single point, a little bit more of a buffer for him. Yeah, of course you can still run it on the front stretch.
I think you just mess with the friction on the apron so much that it just completely breaks and it sends you flying. That'd be funny.
Sounds possible. Is this... No. So, yeah, I mean, the apron is literally already as low friction as it can get. So yeah, no more apron in the turns because that was bad. I completely forgot about the apron banging strat from the earlier race. I think I probably outlawed it in that race too, so yeah. Maybe, maybe not. I don't fucking remember these things. That was like half a year ago. It's been a long time since I did that race. Alright, hold on. Alright, let's get this thing rolling here. Hydra led every lap in that stage, but track a little different now, so we're going to go back green here. Ooh, up the track goes Kai. He's going to split in the middle 3 wide now as Fire will run the outside. Dead heat between the 44 and the 9. Fire just a little bit ahead here. Ooh, they're going to spin back there as Addicted goes around into the wall. And Junior spins. Dead heat between Hydra and Fire. This is more like it now as they're going to stay side by side into the corner.
As Yorkie looks to take it 3, not quite there at the moment.
Hydra gets the apron, slips up the track a little bit.
Hydra clear, but can't slip up in front. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch and down into turn 3. Side by side virtually throughout the whole pack right now.
This is more like it.
Hydra able to get clear, but not for long.
Oh, they're going to make contact and Hydra goes around. He collects Yorkie. Somehow they all get facing the right way.
They're both able to gather it, but it gives Fire a fairly significant lead for this racetrack. 57 down on the 44. Looked like the 57 got his nose in there. 44 didn't see that. And Kai, I'm gonna maybe take second place here.
Hydra will have to switch up to the top lane now. Ooh, Kai got way out of shape there. That opens the door for Fan to take it 3 wide. Hydra gets clear of both of them up on the outside.
As Fire continues to lead, but there's Hydra
committing
a
big
crash. And
they're all going to spin down there
crash.
into turn number 1. Somehow, and now they're going to go around in the back, and the caution is going to come out.
They started to gather it, but eventually it just... it funneled onto the racetrack there.
Yeah, no way for them to avoid that, especially because Brandon hit the inside wall. Hydra trying to get him in Fire for the lead. Oh, he got chopped off and into the wall. Pokin's going to take away the second position here. As Hydra will fall to 3rd. Caution flag is out with Fire in the lead.
I'm here to announce that we will be racing at the glorious Nashville Superspeedway Road Course next season.
Oh, Jesus. No, you guys crashed, Brandon. Of course not. How many times are you going to say that? Like, how many times are you going to say that? I think you've said it enough. I mean, it is because I set up the track, but sure. Yeah, okay. And flag is out, and Fire with a good jump from the race lead as he pulls out in front of the 31. He's going to stick it on the top side, though. Not a surprise. Top was working pretty well for him that last run. Hydra's going to get underneath, poke, and spin.
And he and Addicted spin around, but only those 2 cars.
Fairly certain Fire didn't jump there. Yeah, he didn't. Poke underneath the 9, but Fire with the run on the corner exit is going to stay clear.
Because we have a big battle here in the mid-pack.
Not a surprise, always happens at this racetrack. Red and Fan are going to be the ones that are side by side for third and fourth. Those are the two big guys for the title lead coming out of this race as Kai's getting into Yorkie. That's 4 wide back there off of turn number 2. Fan with a huge crossover and wrecking back there as Speedy's in the wall, and so is Cap.
It looked like that all started with the stack up where Kai and Yorkie got together. Kai thought he was clear, was not, and Yorkie moved underneath him, and that caused a big stack up behind him.
Oh, now Kai and Speedy getting together back there. Goodness me. And 3 wide. Junior not cutting the 99 or the 57. Any sort of slack. Kai got into him. Woo-hoo! That is close between these guys back there. Kai maybe not too happy with the 97. Speedy gets into Kai now, and both of them go into the wall.
Clearly not happy with the 97s, the 57.
Can't really blame him. Was cutting Kai onto the apron while Speedy was underneath, and Kai gets tagged by Junior, slides all the way down on the apron. They're still getting into each other, and now Hydra gets tagged, and Kai goes around. Man,
that all started
Kai catch a break today.
That all started with the 97, and he completely missed. All right. Just completely missed. And he's parking it. All right.
Kai will pull off the racetrack, and that will be his race, or at least, no, he's just going to go AFK. Not sure if he's going to be done or not. Fire and Poke up front right now. Contrast
and commanding the field at the moment.
Ooh, we're going to get a push Red down the front stretch.
Red moves to the high side very quickly to try to find a way around the 62.
Battle for the lead is still continuing, though. Fire, of course, is going to get the runoff and stay clear of Poke once again.
Although it looks like Poke might be closing in just very little. Very, very little, but he might be closing in slightly. As the 31 is now on the bumper of Fire. Fire chops off Poke.
Oh my goodness.
Keeps the lead, but very, very aggressive.
This is such a tight battle for the lead.
Just a matter of millimeters right now between the two. And you have to wonder, how long can these two battle before they bring the 62 and the 10 up into this battle?
Honestly, they're fighting this hard and still staying that far in front of them. These two are really fast right now.
Yeah, very, very quick race cars. They are running the bottom lane, as a lot of people seem to have transitioned to the bottom. Braden started running the top up there, but it looks like most of the field now ringing the bottom down on near the apron. Is Yorkie going to pull it off the track?
I think this is going to be his race. Yep, Yorkie is going to retire the car.
Fire's starting to put a little bit more of a gap on the 31 now, although not much. It's only about a car length and a half. But it's more than what it was when the 31 was on his bumper.
So yeah, Yorkie will retire the car. A valiant effort from him. Got an extra stage point. Could be the difference.
Field's starting to single file out at this point. Not any real battles at the moment, but Hydra and Junior could be brewing back there. They're side by side at the moment, and the 97 missed the changers, so we are going to have a battle here for, I believe, that is 7th place, 8th place, one of the two. Hydra, that car has been quick, but has been involved in a couple incidents. There's now Meyer back in the field would be interested to see what he could do if he can get back into the front of this field, although it would probably take a caution or the end of the stage.
Made it to halfway in the stage, so nobody else is going to be able to join late. Gavin's potential entry is confirmed and not going to happen. Again, Yorkie off track. He will be scored as 12th. Kai will rejoin the race, and will be demoting Yorkie back down to P12 when he does get back on the racetrack. Meanwhile, top two still single file as Poke runs right in line with Fire. Fire maybe just a little bit better on that bottom line. Has put a tiny little buffer to Poke in the 31, who trails by a little bit, but not by much. Yeah, Yorkie had to leave. Couple of cars running the top is Brandon and Red on the outside line there, trying to make up some time.
It seems like the decision here is kind of became the top does work, but at the moment it's more of a passing lane. You can gain time up there, but you have to run it right a lot, and it's just easier to run the bottom.
Yeah, that's
So
absolutely.
you see a lot of guys. So you have a lot of guys migrating to the bottom to make sure that they don't make mistakes. But if you can run the top on a short run, it is just as fast.
Ooh, Red just lost it right there.
Yeah, just barely got out of the gray and ended up losing it. It's gonna bring Brandon right to his bumper.
And Fan is running in front of Red right now. That's important for your championship. Both of these guys are fighting for what will be the championship lead starting round number 2, with whoever can earn some more points today. Fan a handful of points behind Red if it were to end without this race in consideration, but Gabe was in front of both of them starting today, couldn't attend.
Man, I've been watching Fire and Poke pretty closely, and it looks like the difference right now, Fire's better at running his tire right on the apron and not bleeding speed from it. Poke bleeds a little bit of speed, just a little bit in the center of the corner when he drives it in there, and when that happens, he loses just a little bit of time, and it adds up over the course of a few laps. So now we've seen the lead where Poke was on his bumper about 10 laps ago. Now he is about 2.5, 3 car lengths behind, which this track, it's hard to get a move done, but very close racing most of the time.
Absolutely, that is the nature of a racetrack like this. Brandon moves up into 4th place with Red getting the wall in turn 4. Couple more championship points swing in the favor of the 62, who runs in 3rd. 10 laps to go this stage as we continue to wind away at the lap count.
Fire a little wide there. Poke did a little better of a job keeping it on the bottom. Now it'll take a few laps to get to a point where he could maybe make a move, but you got to start now. 9 laps in the stage, and it's hard to make a move. So if you're gonna try to win this stage, you got to go now. As I'm sure a lot of guys at this point are really just waiting for the stage to end to regroup and try to see what they've got.
That battle for 4th, though, man. Brandon and Red, and tell you what, one of the guys who's on that cut line, Yorkie, or excuse me, not Yorkie, holy shit, I'm an idiot, Speedy, watching Poke, his cutoff mate, run in 2nd place, desperately needs to get some points on the board, and he has a chance to maybe take away 5th or even 4th if he plays his cards right here. He's got these two battling right in front of him for the 4th spot. This is important for the 99 car if he can pick up some points in the standings here. But with Polk running up front, does the 99's focus shift with Addicted out of the points right now?
Big contact.
Has pushed Red down the front stretch a few times and does it yet again. Can't get underneath him in the grass, obviously, so he's going to push him, and Red moves up to the outside line to cover off the 58. That opens the door for Speedy to at least get underneath mid-corner and make his presence known. Slips back to where he was before by corner exit. Brandon's just trying to pressure Red into a mistake here. And, ooh, instead he boots him up the racetrack just a little tiny bit, but Brandon's going to lose the changer. Speedy's going to get underneath him 3 wide.
And Red going to keep that spot, but Speedy underneath Brandon. We'll see where this battle goes. It looked like Fan there. Looked like Fan there tried the top as well. As he hasn't completely lost touch with these leaders. He's probably not going to get there for a chance to win the stage, but he has not lost touch with these guys. It'll be interesting. Whenever we can get going here after the stage, we'll see what he's got.
And Brandon's going to lose the speed changer, and Speedy will take away 5th place.
Very valuable points.
If only just one, it's still every little bit counts. 5 laps to go in the stage here as the 99 sits 5th, Red in 4th, Fan 3rd, Poke 2nd, and Fire 1st. A complete opposite of what we saw in the first stage with a ton of no chasers up front. It is now all postseason drivers in the top 5.
As 2 clearly seem to be the 2 fastest. But, again, I think that 62 is quick, and I think the 10 is quick as well. He's very consistent with his lines, and that's how you have to be here. And I think Red is one of those guys who he just always ends up there at the end. And I think he has the speed to potentially win this race if given the track position.
Now,
as that time looked like Poke gained quite a bit on Fire there.
Given that these two are so close, and the fact that Poke sits behind Fire, Fire's going to pick up some points with his stage victory and is gaining on Poke for the cut line. If Poke might want to see if he can go to the top to try and make this pass, it's an interesting question. We'll see if he just sticks on the bottom and plays it safe, which isn't a bad option, especially if Fire messes up somehow, but it's going to be tight to see. Looking like Poke is going to remain on the bottom right now, and I don't blame him at all. Points are points, either way.
Yeah, and you got to be careful running the top, especially when you've been running the bottom for so long. If you go up there and you lose the changer, then it's your stage over. As this time, it looks like he may try it. Nope, comes back down to the bottom. He thought about it, it looked like.
Again, definitely respectable for Poke to run that line, and he is net putting a big buffer to the cut line with a 2nd place finish. So, again, no loss of respect in doing that. I mean, hey, if Fire were to slip up somehow, it would take a big mess up, but the opportunity does present itself.
Thinking big picture. You don't want to try to push your car and put it in a place where it doesn't need to be. Just take your points when you can. Just do what you can, but also make sure that you're not putting yourself in any bad positions, especially at a track like this where it's hard to gain positions once you make a mistake.
Absolutely, and yeah, if that is a championship mentality right there. Last lap in the stage here. Battle is for 4th. Speedy and Red are fairly close for that position, though Speedy just lost the changer. So I believe that is going to be the end of that battle. And coming around through 3 and 4 for the final time in stage number 2. Fire needs a lot of points. Isn't going to help him as much with Poke in 2nd place, but he's doing absolutely everything he can. Poke will come home in P2. 3rd goes to Fan. 4th will be Red, and Speedy will bring home 5th place in the 99. All postseason drivers up front. And with those stage results, Cap has been eliminated from championship contention.
No, my goat.
Yeah, I will do, Fire.
Now, if Kai gets back on the track here, I think that 57 is really quick.
Okay, go ahead, Ija. So stage 2 finishes up with Fire taking home a stage win. That stage victory ties him with Gavin at 11:22. Poke now sits at 11:40, so looking at the cut line, Fire is trailing by 18 and Speedy by 9. Fand has clinched. Pretty sure he did last stage, as a matter of fact. And I believe Yorkie is not. No, Yorkie is not clinched yet. Yorkie sits 21 above the cut line to Speedy. It is still possible for him to get passed by all of them, but yeah, it would take a lot. Plus open parenthesis. Me too, man. So Addicted is plus 14. Again, Speedy behind by 9. Fire is behind by 18. $40 laps to resolve this one. I'm gonna quickly go AFK. Give me like 2 minutes and we will get back underway. So, looking at the situations for people to advance, Speedy would need to finish in 5th place or better, I believe. Hold on, excuse me, let me check this real fast. So the minimum points that anyone can get right now is 2 by finishing 11th with 11 cars still in the race. So yeah, Speedy would need to finish in 5th, and Poke would need to be last if that was the case. Poke is the last one in. He's plus 9 over the 99 car. No, Addicted is anything but locked. He's only plus 14. That's not a lot. He'd need for both Poke and Speedy to finish way better than him for him to be eliminated, but... Alright, let's get this show back underway here from Nashville. Fire starting in first, your winner of the previous stage. And we are back underway. Good start by the 9 as they race towards turn number 1 with the 9 car in the lead. Poke going to go up to the outside as Fire will elect the bottom this time. Racing through 1 and 2 as Red and Brandon go into the wall, as does Junior. Cap will get underneath the 97. 3 wide for second place, just about. Speedy has his nose underneath. He's going to get a bit of the apron and slip up into Fand. If only a little bit. Now he goes side by side with Poke. Gonna need to stay there.
And unfortunately for Addicted, he gets way back, as I'm not sure he could really do that.
Yes, gonna go through the grass. Don't do that again. Ooh, Hydra cut off Brandon there in turn 2. Forced Brandon up the track since he got so much of the apron. Gonna hold on to it. Speedy and Poke side by side for second place, as they're 3 wide behind those two. Hydra forced to the middle line, makes a little bit of contact with Brandon, having to keep it out of both lanes at once. Poke trying to cross over the 99. Speedy blocks him. Well-placed block by Speedy, gotta say, to keep Poke in line.
Really nice block.
But he needs Poke to fall a lot further back than that if he's gonna advance in this thing.
I must say, Kai is absolutely flying right now. That 57 is very quick.
All the way up to 5th. Good run so far, although you got a big piece of the apron there. But at least stay in front of Hydra just about.
And honestly, somewhat breaks even there. Got a really good exit. The top 6 now single file on the bottom lane. Fand and Red, the only 2 on the high side that time.
This is such a tight margin. It's not surprising people aren't running it a whole lot, but it is the faster line if you can get it right. It's super, super tight. But you just have to hit it perfect. Brandon is going to switch up to the top lane. Definitely has seemed like he's liked that lane a lot today.
Hydra got a big piece of the apron there and is going to lose quite a few spots. He washed up very high, almost got into the wall.
I think he did get the wall, actually.
Brandon very quick on that top lane. Now it'll take a lot of laps of doing that right to start challenging for the race lead. That's Poke, very, very high. Looked like he entered on the apron there.
Yeah, it's working out for Brandon right now, absolutely, and especially given the fact that the big part is that it's a little bit longer off of turn 4, so you can really balance out side-by-side battles. But that gains you a bit of time. If you're clear to the bottom and you can get all the way down and still run the lower line in the tri-oval, gains you just that little bit more time. It's super close, but he's running it perfect right now.
Yeah, Brandon, one of the best at running that high line. Is now Fire moves up to the high line. We haven't seen that today, and he lost the changer.
Here comes Speedy for the race lead. You talk about putting yourself in the right spot as Fire is dooring Speedy into the grass, and Brandon and Kai make contact. Brandon's into the inside wall.
Yeah. It looked like Brandon had tried to throw a block there, and Kai just wasn't having it. And after the day he's had, I can't say I blame him.
Absolutely not. It's a tough, tough situation. We stay green. Fire switches up to the outside lane, and now is going to have to use that line to try and fight back against Speedy for the lead. If you talk about putting yourself in the right spot, it's Speedy, but they make contact. Speedy just about held onto it. Poke gets into fire now. This is an insane battle for the race lead, and they very nearly wrecked twice on the front stretch there. Man, oh man.
As they are bringing Kai into this battle now.
Oh, fire so loose off of turn 2 that time.
Crazy, crazy racing here for the race lead. As that time, it looks like Fire entered higher. Wanted maybe to enter on the high side.
Oh, he's going to spin himself out. Save it.
And just barely missed the pit limiter.
Kai's
He
gonna cut him some
very
slack.
nearly hit the pit limiter.
That was so
and
close.
ended his
What a
race.
save.
Very nice save.
Might not have been over given the fact that there is the limiter in the grass to get back up to speed, but would have definitely lost all of his track position and would have needed a caution to put anything back together. So Speedy, if Speedy's in the lead of this race, which he is right now, it doesn't matter where Poke finishes, Speedy would pass him for the final spot by 1 point. If it's a tie, it's not enough because of the fact that the tiebreakers, whoever was ahead first going into the race, as Red has...
Yeah, Red did DC.
lost connection and the caution's going to come out. I gotta get that car. Oh, Lord. Oh, wait. No, he is in that car still. What? Never mind. I guess we'll stay green? I don't...
It didn't screw over anybody.
Yeah, no, we're still going.
think.
It's a race back either way, so we'll stay green. I thought he LC'd, yeah. But I got close to him and the name popped back up. That's why I have view names on, so... yeah. Anyway, battle for the lead is continuing.
As now we have a separate battle here for fourth. Fire trying to hold off a big train of cars here.
Ooh, Poke lost the limiter on the outside. Actually, no, he didn't. I thought he did. Excuse me. Poke held onto it, so Speedy and him are going to continue to battle side by side.
Kai wants to try to look to make it 3 wide here. He's thinking about it.
Speedy slips up just a little bit, but Kai can't get underneath him. Poke continuing to run the outside while Speedy sits on the bottom. These two are dead even on speed right now as Poke pulls right up to him. Tell you what I'm thinking, if it's going to be this close for the battle for the win at the very end, you want to be on the top for the photo finish. Just because of that longer run, but it's so close. Gotta be perfect.
It really just...
Ooh, Kai! Is he underneath
Kai...
him? No, he's not.
He was for a moment,
Ooh,
but...
now he is! He's there! He's there! Speedy's trying to cover him off, didn't cut him the slack. Kai nearly spun it. He was there, though. I don't blame Speedy for defending it as harshly as he is. Especially given that Kai sent it on the apron that time. Woohoo! Kai did get underneath him for sure that time, though. And Poke gets it 3 wide on the outside, only for a moment. Speedy's going to be forced to the outer line. Kai trying to play spoiler right now.
As right now, he's got the lead.
Speedy
As we have
on the outside.
As we have 7 cars within a touching distance of the lead here.
Ooh, Speedy going to elect to go down to the bottom lane this time. Forces Poke all the way on the apron. Again, these are the 2 cutoff guys, so not a surprise that they're battling. Speedy desperately wanted to defend for the lead there. I don't blame either of these guys for racing as aggressive as they did, both Kai and Speedy. Kai really wants to win this race and prove a point, and Speedy needs that win. Again, if he wins it, it doesn't matter where Poke finishes. He would advance over the 31 car. But he is needing that win.
Fire now underneath Speedy for the 3rd position.
Interesting that Speedy continues to choose to run a little lower in 3 and 4 and just try to door the guy that he's side by side with. He is falling backwards.
Yeah, dropping like a rock here, and it's not going to stop until he gets to Cap. Just no way to get down. As he just... I don't understand why he's not taking the top lane there. Maybe he doesn't trust himself to run it right?
Not
That's
sure.
the only thing I can think of.
Looks like he's going to run it now. The rest of them on the bottom while Speedy goes up on the top. Good line there by the 99 that time. Cut the margin pretty much perfect. That's what he was missing out on, but he's going to be forced to be on the outside for the tri-oval. Ooh, Cap really close there.
Fire might get underneath Poke here.
Oh, he did.
He did.
Poke's going to have to give him the line now as Speedy gets the wall.
As this is going to help Kai out. As
Poke sideways!
Tried to lift to get in. He tried to lift to get in and just slight contact with the door of the 9. Almost spun around.
The apron, fellas. And out of the grass, too. So Kai comfortably in the lead, trying to bring this thing home. Still a lot of laps left as we're not quite to halfway in the stage yet. Poke on the outside right now after very nearly spinning it out. Looking like Fire's going to switch up to the outside. And he does. Poke lost the changer, as did Fire. Here comes Fan for P2. Ooh, contact Speedy. He's going to get underneath Cap. Maybe? Nope, not quite. He's going to be right on the back bumper and shove him down the front stretch. Fire and Poke again on the outside. Poke again lost the changer. Does Fire this time? No, he did not. That's going to be 3 wide for second down the back stretch.
So I'll tell you what, once the 57 got the lead, he has been gone. And it helps that everybody behind him has been battling. But I'm telling you, that 57 is a rocket ship.
Absolutely. I think that is the best car on the racetrack right now. Hard to say it's anybody else. Battle for second still between Hydra and Fire, as Fire is still looking for every single point that he can get right now.
I'm a Todd Gilliland fan. Of course I'm a wheel knower.
Now, of course, Fire is 18 behind Poke, and even if Poke were to finish dead last, they'd tie and Fire wouldn't advance. So if there's any motivator for the 9 car right now, it's that Fire has to win this race. But right now, he has to get past Hydra for P2, and these two have been dooring each other a lot on that front stretch.
Fire knows he has to do something different. He can't just do what everybody else is doing. And it doesn't look like he's quite as good as running the top as some other guys, but he's trying to make it work up there. But he knows he's got to win, and if he does, then
it's not a for sure advancement, but a win is as good as you can get. And of course, like I said, with the points margin, he absolutely has to. Oh,
big
nearly wrecks
contact
both
with
Cap
Cap.
and Hydra there. Dooring Cap onto the apron. Cap not going to have any of that. Pushes them both up the hill. Here's Speedy underneath Cap. Man, these
Cap
guys
understandably wasn't having it,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
he's the one who ends up getting screwed.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I would be pretty angry, honestly.
Yeah, I would too. Tempers are flaring here from Nashville. They have been all day long.
As I'm sure Hydra is happy to see that. He gets a little bit of a buffer here. Now he can just focus on trying to catch the 57, who has steadily been pulling away, it seems like. That 57, I knew if he started this stage, he was going to be really quick, and it is shown once he got up to the race lead. That car is extremely fast.
Absolutely on rails. This is, Kai's always said this is one of his better tracks, and you can see why he lays claim to that.
This has always been a track that he's been good at, and Credit won last season very well, could have won that race. In other leagues, he has won at this racetrack. Kai is very strong at this racetrack. It does not surprise me at all to see him leading this race.
Without a doubt. Cap has been trying to make the outside work, not terribly so. Oh my goodness, it's speedy. Oh, he gets in a poke! Around they go in front of Fan, and they are all going to spin, and the caution flag is going to come out. Race changer of a yellow flag.
And that brings everybody back into it here. And that, I think, was started by Speedy with a lag spike chopping down.
Them both. I did kind of gently comment on it, like, stay off. I did, a little bit. I will admit that I didn't really see a lot of it because I was so focused on the battle for second because they were just getting into each other constantly, but...
Yeah, I was watching that battle. I was not watching. I just noticed that the gap kept getting bigger. That would probably explain why. Or at least part of it. I do still think that 57 is really quick, but...
Yeah. Good lord. Let's just shut up and drive. Oh my fucking god. 14 laps to go. Green flag. Speedy's gonna get underneath. Fire, and Fire turns into him! Sliding through the grass is the 9. He's gonna need to drop back here. And will get in line where he needs to be. Wow. On the racetrack, please. Fire gets underneath Kai just about. Hydra's gonna split it 3 wide. Kai nearly spins himself out.
Holy crap, guys, be careful.
Oh, and Kai gets into Hydra into the wall just a little tiny bit. Oh my goodness, Fire off the inside.
Holy shit, here comes Cat.
How did Kai not lose the changer? Here he comes off of turn 2, dead heat down the backstretch.
And Addicted, who I don't think I've seen today.
Pogo's around! Fan
Fan
collected as well! Spinning into turn number 3, caution is back out.
Yellow.
Here they come, back to the line. Who comes out on top? Kai, Fire, back to the stripe. At the line, it'll be Fire. 9 car has the lead. Yeah, if somebody slowed down to pick up the inside line, yeah, Addicted, you're gonna start fourth, bub. That's not allowed. Alright, so it'll be 10 laps to go here from Nashville. Fire up front with Kai in second place. Back green. That's going to be a restart review on both the leaders. Believe they were clean, but I'd just like to check it as Kai slots in. Be clean for me, please. Nate, your job is to watch the field for 2 seconds.
Gotcha. As the top two get away.
Clean start
And
for the leaders. Not a
now
surprise.
3 wide red into the quarter panel of Brandon.
no,
Very nearly an
It
accident.
goes around!
And somehow they all keep
5 wide!
straight. 5 wide down the front straightaway. Careful, guys. Holy shit. As the top 3 are gone now, any chance at the win for these guys is done without a yellow. As they pack race back here for fourth on back.
Oh my goodness, they're still getting into each other and they're still 4 wide! 3 wide now, Speedy backs out just a little bit. Get on the fucking racetrack, the both of you. Shut the fuck up and drive and follow the fucking rules. Simple! Fuck! He does it, I do it. Shut the fuck up and drive. Thank you! Fucking hell. League's a moving argument machine. On the track! Holy shit! Fuck! And get off of the fucking grass! Oh my god! Kai.
I did go on the apron that time, but he lost time.
Yeah,
So it not
6 to go in the race between the two guys that have been pissed off against each other. What do you think? And I did. It is. It's literally 0 friction. Fun fact, I checked. Nice one, Cap.
he's goated.
Need to see. Okay, so Fire's leading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 9 points. Huh. 5 laps to go right now. Oh, this is such a tight battle. This battle for 5th between Poke and Fanned, and also Addicted, is the most important battle we've seen of the season so far, because Fire leading, Polk has to finish 5th or better to make this thing. And with 5 laps to go, it's anybody's game. It is now between Brandon and Polk for the 5th spot, and Polk's postseason spot is on the line right now.
If one of you all pass each other using the apron, I'm going to tell you to lift.
Kai and Fire are also battling for the lead, and if Kai knocks Fire out of the lead, that would also end Fire's run. Polk with the nose ahead of Brandon for P5 right now. That battle makes this battle matter. 4 coming to 3 laps to go, and everybody's season's on the line right now. Polk's got 5th right now. Every corner exit, he's about a half car length ahead with Brandon on the top.
Fire opening up a slight, ever so slight gap.
Fire trying to caption a season most tying 4th victory here with 2 laps to go at the stripe. Brandon lost the changer, but even though Fire's winning this race, it is looking like Polk will do enough to advance.
As Kai got in the grass, hooked the grass, and is now in the apron. But he did lift off and actually
Slid
lost
sideways. 2 laps to go. Gonna be the white flag this time. Both the leaders on the apron that time. What does Kai do? Does he try to go to the outside? Does he have anything for the 9, the last lap?
He's going to try it. And gets into the wall. That's the race. And he lifts off and is going to lose 2nd place to Cap. Now smooth sailing for the 9.
Polk's just got to make one more set of clean corners, and I do believe he will advance. Fire did everything in his power, but I don't believe it is going to be enough. Fire wins his 4th of the season, but Polk is going to round turn 4 and just does enough. He will come home in 5th place to advance. It's bittersweet for the 9 team as Fire wins it. But Polk is going to make the 2nd round.
Hey, credit to Fire. He did what he had to do. The reason he was eliminated was out of his control. So, a good job to Fire. He did a great job there. Was able to get the race win. Unfortunately, wasn't enough. Majeski won trucks. Cool. That was my pick.
I believe it should be. I'll have to check it to be sure, but Fire will win it. You can sit on top of the roof if you'd like a do sit. Or something, I don't know, whatever you want. There you go. That'll do, I guess. That'll do it for coverage here from Nashville as Fire takes home the victory. We'll get points out right away, but that'll do it. On behalf of Nate in the booth tonight, the staff, and of course, just Nate in the commentary booth, I'm Caden Reif, and as always, we'll catch you next time, and have yourself a good one.